That cold beer after your workout might seem harmless, but groundbreaking research from leading international medical universities reveals a devastating truth. Groups consuming alcohol immediately after exercise experienced up to 37% reduction in muscle protein synthesis rates, and even when combined with protein intake, the reduction was still 24%. This means your sweat and effort could vanish with a single drinking session. Even more alarming, analysis from the American Athletic Institute shows alcohol consumption can negate up to 14 days of training effects in some athletes. 2 weeks of grueling effort erased by 1 night of drinking. The core mechanism alcohol destroys. Muscle growth hinges on muscle protein synthesis. After exercise, your body becomes like a construction site, repairing damaged muscle fibers and building them stronger. The foreman of this construction crew is the mTOR signaling pathway. mTOR is the key enzyme controlling protein synthesis in muscle, activated by exercise stimuli to signal muscle growth. But alcohol disrupts this crucial signaling system. Large-scale clinical studies from internationally verified research teams have clearly revealed alcohol's destructive mechanism. Alcohol and its metabolic byproducts suppress phosphorylation of key proteins in the mTOR pathway, blocking muscle protein synthesis signals. More specifically, alcohol reduces phosphorylation of critical translation initiation factors like 4-EBP1 and S6K1, interfering with mRNA translation processes. This is like construction site work orders failing to reach the crew, causing work to halt. Double strike through hormonal destruction. Alcohol's destructive power extends beyond protein synthesis suppression. Alcohol decreases testosterone levels by 23%, while increasing cortisol levels by over 60%. This creates the worst possible scenario, reducing muscle-building anabolic hormones while increasing muscle breakdown catabolic hormones. Testosterone is the king of muscle-building hormones. Research by world-class medical teams confirms that consuming 1.5 grams of alcohol per kilogram body weight maintains testosterone in a suppressed state for at least 16 hours. Conversely, cortisol is a stress hormone promoting muscle breakdown. Elevated cortisol from alcohol further suppresses muscle protein synthesis and can cause long-term muscle loss. Dose-dependent destruction evidence. How much drinking causes problems? Studies published in prestigious international medical journals provide clear answers. Alcohol consumption of 0.5 grams per kilogram body weight or less doesn't affect muscle recovery following exercise. For a 70 kilograms person, this equals about 2 to 3 drinks. But exceeding this threshold changes everything dramatically. When consuming 1.5 grams alcohol per kilogram body weight, approximately 8 drinks for a 70 kilograms person, muscle protein synthesis decreased by 37%. Shockingly, even consuming 25 grams of high-quality protein alongside alcohol still resulted in a 24% decrease. Research by internationally recognized sports medicine authorities shows these effects aren't temporary. Acute alcohol intoxication suppresses muscle protein synthesis for at least 12 hours and severely impairs contraction-induced mTOR signaling. Gender differences and surprising findings. Interestingly, alcohol's effects vary by gender. While alcohol directly damages muscle growth signaling pathways in men, these effects weren't observed in women. However, this doesn't give women a free pass. Women are more sensitive to alcohol's long-term health consequences. Additionally, experiments on female rats showed similar muscle protein synthesis decreases to males following acute alcohol consumption. Complex recovery process damage. Alcohol's harmful effects extend beyond muscle synthesis suppression, causing complex damage throughout the post-exercise recovery process. First, glycogen resynthesis delays. Alcohol consumption impairs post-exercise muscle glycogen replenishment processes, causing premature fatigue during subsequent workouts. Second, dehydration effects. Alcohol's diuretic action reduces blood flow to muscles and impairs nutrient delivery, Considering muscles are 70% water, this creates devastating effects. Third, inflammation response delays. Analysis by globally recognized medical expert groups shows alcohol delays necessary inflammatory healing processes following exercise-induced muscle damage. Amino acid absorption and utilization decline. Meta-analyses published by Global Medical Research teams reveal alcohol affects nutrient absorption. Alcohol impacts the digestive system, decreasing amino acid absorption and utilization efficiency. More specifically, alcohol depletes essential B vitamins crucial for energy, metabolism and protein synthesis, further inhibiting muscle recovery and growth. Blood amino acid concentrations significantly decrease when consuming 1.5 grams alcohol per kilogram body weight, meaning the raw materials for muscle synthesis become insufficient. Sleep quality degradation creates vicious cycle. Sleep represents the most important time for muscle growth, when growth hormone releases and actual muscle repair and growth occur. But alcohol destroys this precious time. Sleep research from leading international medical universities discovered alcohol significantly reduces deep sleep stage quality. When deep sleep is disturbed, growth hormone secretion drops to 50% of normal levels, severely hampering muscle recovery and growth. Alcohol also suppresses REM sleep, reducing overall sleep quality and indirectly decreasing next-day exercise performance and focus. Chronic consumption, long-term damage. While occasional drinking is problematic, chronic alcohol consumption dangers are far more serious. Large-scale cohort studies verified internationally analyzed long-term effects of regular drinking on muscle mass and strength. Chronic alcohol consumption can cause alcoholic myopathy, characterized by muscle weakness and atrophy, where the balance between muscle protein synthesis and breakdown continuously tilts toward muscle loss. Particularly, type IIX muscle fibers, crucial for strength and power, suffer selective greater damage. Alcohol and its metabolic byproducts specifically suppress the IGF-1 signaling S6K1 pathway, targeting muscle fibers with high hypertrophy responses. Toxic substances from alcohol metabolism. Beyond alcohol itself, toxic substances generated during alcohol breakdown create bigger problems. Metabolic byproducts like acetaldehyde directly damage muscle protein synthesis machinery at the cellular level. World-class research team cellular experiments revealed these toxic substances interfere with ribosome and mRNA binding, physically blocking protein translation processes. This resembles assembly line breakdown in a factory. These toxic substances also impair mitochondrial function, reducing muscle cell energy production capacity. Without adequate energy, high energy demanding processes like protein synthesis cannot proceed properly. Exercise timing and alcohol consumption correlation. When is drinking most harmful? Time-specific analysis studies published in prestigious international medical journals produced surprising results. Consuming alcohol immediately after exercise and 4 hours later maximized muscle protein synthesis suppression effects. This precisely opposes the golden time for muscle growth. The 24 hours post-exercise represents peak muscle protein synthesis activity. Consuming alcohol during this period severely disrupts day-long muscle growth processes. Conversely, previous night drinking before exercise is also problematic. Prior day alcohol consumption significantly reduces next day high-intensity exercise performance, particularly decreasing anaerobic capacity and aerobic response speed. Muscle type-specific damage patterns. Not all muscles respond identically to alcohol. Muscle fiber analysis research by International Sports Medicine authorities discovered interesting patterns. Fast-twitch type 2 muscle fibers are more vulnerable to alcohol's harmful effects than slow-twitch type 1 fibers. This means more devastating impact for those targeting strength, power, and muscle hypertrophy. Particularly, type IIX muscle fibers depend more heavily on mTOR signaling, so their recovery capacity drops significantly when alcohol blocks these signals. This explains why powerlifters and bodybuilders performing high-intensity strength training should be especially cautious about alcohol consumption. Damage nutritional supplements cannot prevent. Can consuming high-quality protein or amino acid supplements offset alcohol's harmful effects? Unfortunately, the answer is no. Even consuming 25 grams of high-quality whey protein alongside 1.5 grams alcohol per kilogram body weight still resulted in 24% decreased muscle protein synthesis. This indicates alcohol damage isn't simply nutritional deficiency, but cellular-level signaling system destruction. Even consuming powerful mTOR-activating amino acids like leucine cannot completely overcome alcohol-induced signaling blockade. This resembles a broken switch that won't work no matter how hard you press it. Through today's scientific facts, I hope you understand the real impact your choices have on muscle growth. Recognize the reality that one drink's momentary pleasure can turn weeks of effort into bubbles, and make wise decisions. If this video helped you, please subscribe, like, and turn on notifications. I'll return with more valuable information for your healthy muscle growth journey.